Let's cut through the noise and face the reality of your life. Every choice, every decision, whether it felt small or monumental at the time, has led you to this exact moment. Where you are right now isn't an accident. It's the sum of your actions, your discipline, your focus, or lack thereof. This isn't some abstract philosophical concept. It's the brutal truth. And if you're not happy with where you are, guess what? You've got no one to blame but yourself. Every time you chose comfort over discomfort, excuses over effort, or procrastination over action, you were writing the story of your current reality. Life doesn't hand out freebies. It's a battlefield, and every decision is a move on that chessboard. Play it well, and you'll dominate. Play it poorly, and you'll be crushed under the weight of your own choices. But here's the kicker. This moment, right here, is where you take back control. The past, it's done. You can't rewrite it. But the choices you make moving forward, they're the ones that will define what comes next. And if you don't wake up to that power, if you don't seize this moment, you're condemning yourself to a life of mediocrity. That's the truth you need to hear, whether you like it or not. Think about it. How often do people drift through life, making decisions without even realizing the long-term impact? They're on autopilot, reacting instead of acting. And when things go wrong, they blame circumstances, other people, or even fate. But the hard truth is that every action, every habit, every seemingly insignificant choice compounds over time. You didn't just wake up one day and find yourself where you are. You built it, brick by brick, with every decision you made. When you become aware of this, you unlock a level of control that most people never achieve. Awareness isn't just knowing what's happening. It's recognizing your role in it. It's realizing that you hold the pen, and every choice is another line in the story of your life. Stop writing excuses. Start writing victories. Every decision you make has a ripple effect, not just in your life, but in the lives of those around you. Every habit, every action, every thought, they're all bricks in the foundation of your future. Here's where it gets brutal. If your life isn't what you want it to be, it's because of the choices you've made or failed to make. Skipping the gym, ignoring that side hustle, staying in toxic relationships, wasting time on distractions. Every single one of those decisions has brought you here. And sure, you can keep playing the victim, telling yourself it's out of your control, or you can step up and take ownership. Ownership is where power begins. When you own your mistakes, you can fix them. When you own your weaknesses, you can strengthen them. When you own your choices, you can change your life. But it requires brutal honesty. No sugarcoating, no dodging responsibility. You have to look in the mirror and admit, this is on me. Avoidance isn't harmless. It's a slow rot that eats away at your potential. Every time you avoid responsibility, every time you sidestep a challenge, you're sabotaging your future self. Own that truth, and you can start to rebuild. This moment right now is a crossroads. You can keep living the way you've been living, making the same choices that have led you here. Or you can decide to do something different. And let me be clear, this isn't about some grand, sweeping change overnight. It's about the small, consistent choices that compound into massive results over time. Wake up earlier, hit the gym, work on that business idea, cut toxic people out of your life, read a book instead of scrolling on your phone. These aren't just actions, they're investments in your future. Every positive choice you make plants a seed. Nurture it, and it will grow into something extraordinary. Ignore it, and you'll stay exactly where you are, or worse, fall even further behind. Momentum is your greatest ally. Good choices build on each other. The more you do, the easier it becomes to keep going. Success isn't built in a day, but it is built daily. Start stacking those wins and watch how your life transforms. Most people don't change because change is uncomfortable. It's easier to stay in the familiar, even if the familiar is miserable. But let me ask you this: how much longer are you willing to settle for less? How much longer are you going to let fear of discomfort dictate your life? Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting despite it. It's making the hard choices, the ones that hurt in the moment, but pay dividends in the long run. Choosing differently requires you to break habits, to confront your weaknesses, and to challenge the narratives you've been telling yourself. It's not easy, and it's not supposed to be. Growth is painful, but staying the same, that's a slow death. Pain is the price of progress. Learn to embrace it, to see it as a necessary part of the process, and you'll stop fearing it. The discomfort you face today is the strength you'll carry tomorrow. Life doesn't care about your excuses. The universe isn't going to bend over backward to accommodate your laziness or lack of discipline. You either step up or you get left behind. It's that simple. And if you think you can coast through life without making tough choices, you're in for a rude awakening. The people who thrive, who dominate, are the ones who make no excuses. They face the same obstacles, the same struggles, but they don't let those things define them. They choose to rise above. They choose to fight. And because of that, they win. Success isn't a matter of luck. It's the result of relentless effort, preparation, and a refusal to quit. Stop looking for shortcuts. Start building the discipline to take the long road, because that's where greatness is forged. At the end of the day, every choice you make shapes your destiny. You're either building a life of purpose and power, or you're digging yourself into a pit of regret. There's no middle ground. So ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to build? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? And what choices are you going to make today to start creating it? Visualize the life you want. See it clearly in your mind. Then ask yourself what it will take to get there. Clarity fuels action. The clearer your vision, the more focused your efforts will be. Every choice you have made has led you to this moment. The question is, what will you do with it?